Okay, finally, last section. Let's write, we're going to talk a little bit more about the changes in states of matter. I don't know why I'm writing in all caps all of a sudden, but since I started, I'm going to continue. Okay, sometimes this is called phase changes. Okay, so this is actually what you really need to understand for your performance task. Okay, so let's say, by the way, it's going to sort of look like this, some diagram here, and then a little bit of writing at the bottom. So make sure you reserve some space down here for that. So let's say we have gas up here, okay? And somewhere over here, you can write, oops, why did I do that? Write liquid first. Why am I writing all caps all of a sudden? Okay, and then somewhere lower, solid. Okay, and I'm drawing it purposely lower and lower to show that you get lower and lower energy as you go this way and more energy as you go up. Okay, so on the side, let's write that. That's thermal energy. When you hear the word thermal, we're referring to like heat. Okay, so thermal energy. I think some of my students told me about like thermal glasses or whatever in like Black Ops 2 or one of those like scary video games. Anyway, so as we're going up this way, thermal energy is increasing. Okay, thermal or heat energy is increasing. Okay, so if we lower the energy, you know what, I'm going to use the same colors. Ouch. Earlier, if we lowered the energy, we got lower energy. Gas will condense to liquid. Condensation. Okay. But then if we increase the energy from liquid, that would be vaporization. Okay, or evaporation. You can write both. Vaporization. Let me write something. Okay, vaporization or evaporation. Either one is okay. Evaporation. Okay, now if you lower the thermal energy more, we would, from liquid, then that would freeze to a solid, freezing. But if you increase thermal energy from solid, it would go to liquid in a process called melting. So it's kind of like summarizing what we did earlier, but now we're going to add this part. Because you realize, wait a minute, the carbon dioxide, the solid carbon dioxide in the dry ice, which is solid, it skipped this whole liquid phase and went straight to gas. And that is a phenomenon that we actually witness, and obviously it exists, right? And so if we added energy, thermal energy, that would be, like in the case of the carbon dioxide, sublimation. Sublimation. So we would say that the dry ice sublimed into gas. If we removed thermal energy from the gas, like carbon dioxide gas, and I'll tell you how, don't do it, but if we removed, then the carbon dioxide gas would skip this liquid phase and go straight to being a solid dry ice again, okay? In a process called, and Sina asked about it yesterday, or actually it was today, is deposition. Oops. Deposition, kind of like something is being deposited, deposition. And like, I guess one example is if you had a fire extinguisher, because fire extinguishers have basically a bunch of like carbon dioxide in their gas. So if you released it and you put it, obviously let's say somebody had they had protective gear, and they got fire extinguisher and put that gas, release that gas into like a heat protected kind of like a bag, then when you open the bag later, you would notice that there's solid dry ice in there. Okay. Oh man, it's 5 minutes.